Good morning, folks. And if you didn't hear the news last night, apparently it was reported by Jason Schreier. Oh, today at 12:30 p.m. That doesn't sound right. Maybe I have to refresh my screen. Yesterday at 12:30. There we go. Jason Schreier of Kotaku fame. The only reason to ever actually read Kotaku is Jason Schreier. And he has all this wonderful insider info on, especially Bioware. I'm sure there's other aspects he's done, but this is what I know, so this is what I read. And yeah, he's doing just a grand job of information reveals on behind the scenes stuff, future updates, that sort of thing. So apparently, there's going to be a Final Fantasy XIV style overhaul and/or combination therein of No Man's Sky updates of Anthem, which is, I guess, a good thing. I mean, the logical conclusion would be to make something new, because that's what a studio should do. They should release products that work and not things that aren't very popular and aren't very good. In the same vein, it is a smart idea to actually try to make something good from something that you said would have been good. It's kind of like an apology, and all they have to do really is apologize. I mean, that would be it. We're sorry. Here's some of your money back, whatever. Some sort of recompense. It's a crap game. It's a crap title, and that would be fine. The people who like it can still play it. Keep the servers on for a few years. You get your money's worth that way, and you can move on to better things, like your actual titles that people want that you haven't completely ruined. Which I don't think there are any left, unfortunately. I think Mass Effect is pretty much broken. The lore was pretty much gone, since Mass Effect 2, really. If you want to talk about lore and characters and plots and what have you. So, Mass Effect 4, Mass Effect 5, Mass Effect 5 is going to be another, who knows what the hell they're doing with that, along the lines of Andromeda. And Dragon Age, good luck. I think that's the only hope they have, the Dragon Age franchise, if they, again, screw that up. And a lot of people bought Dragon Age Inquisition, so, financially viable franchise. But, again, lore, storytelling, all down the tubes. It's as if they just forgot what they were supposed to do as a company. Anyway, let's read the article. Recent silence and a couple of high-profile departures over the years from Bioware have led fans and pundits to speculate that the studio has abandoned its most recent game, Anthem, but the opposite is true. Really, for the last few months, Bioware and parent company EA have been planning an overhaul of the online shooter, some call it Anthem 2.0 or Anthem Next. The details are still in flux, and there's no clear timeline for the Anthem Next project just yet. Okay, that's interesting, because when you plan something, you usually have a desire to do something, like, hey, we should fix or do something with Anthem. What do you want to do? Well, I want to do X, Y, and Z. Hold up, we should plan that out. What a great idea. And then you have a plan, and then you get people, you get resources, you allocate time. Voila, you have a software development schedule or cycle, whatever you want to call that. This case, it's like, we want to plan for Anthem. Okay, great. What do you want to do? We have no idea. In fact, from what I've heard, the developers at Bioware haven't even decided how it will be distributed. They're still figuring out whether updates should be released all at once or over an extended period of time. Updates to what exactly? It just sounds like you're updating a thing that no one wants. What is this next? Like, there is no information. Anthem could be overhauled through a series of updates like No Man's Sky. Could get a game-changing expansion like Destiny. Sure, possible. Didn't they try that already? Didn't Anthem already have the Cataclysm that didn't really change much? Except make everything blue or whatever the heck the filter was. But developers have not yet figured out exactly what that will look like. This is a really strange thing. Either they're being coy, or there's no creative vision again. It's just like, can you have a passion like, hey, we want to do X. Make it an actual public release of information like, hey, we're going to do this with Anthem. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Here's our year-long plan. Here's our 2-year-long plan. And voila, gamers, you're going to get this at the end of October or whatever. That would be public. That would be a good thing to show the public that you know what you're doing, that you are an actual software developer, and you have deadlines, and you have goals, and you have professional people you trust who are going to show up to work, are going to crush bugs, and they're going to make every iteration of your life cycle work. That's what you would have. You would have a plan for a project that you have a producer on that knows what they're doing and they have goals. That's what software is. That's what software development should be. This idea that, well, we need a timeline. You're like, great. To do what? What is Anthem Next? What are you redesigning? What are you rebuilding? What are you making from scratch? Tell us. Even like we don't need every detail, of course. We just the overall benchmarks. Like, okay, by week 4 we'll have this, and then we'll have that. Anything, because right now it sounds like they're just trying to repair a broken car constantly, and it becomes something completely different than what it was originally. One thing that's not sure is that Bioware has not abandoned Anthem, despite recent breathless declarations. The game is dead. There are a few better ways to get views on YouTube than declaring Anthem to be dead. Let's see. What does this link go to? Oh, it's okay. Anthem dead, YouTube link. Anthem even more dead, Inside Gaming. Yong Ye, even EA is starting to treat Anthem like it doesn't exist 3 months ago. Bioware ditches Anthem for good 2 weeks ago. Same Inside Gaming. Work to game Anthem 2. Is it worth it now? 3 weeks ago. Anthem 2.0 revealed. Oh, this was your Anthem. There you go. There's obviously people who like Anthem. Et voila. Got 30K subscribers. People like it. That's good on this channel. There's obviously a few thousand people out there that care enough to subscribe to that or laugh at it, depending on how many of those subscribers represented. Okay. Dozens, if not hundreds, of developers at both of Bioware's offices, Austin, Texas, Edmonton, Alberta, etc., are quietly working on plans. Quietly. Okay, I'll accept that. They're obviously busy. They're getting paid to do something, as opposed to like run around the building. Whatever they were doing for Mass Effect. We spent a few months just tearing it down and figuring out what needed. You've been spending the entire time tearing it down. The thing was broken. You were like, why is this broken? And then building back up and then tearing it down again. And we've been rebuilding for another few months since. Okay. A representative of EA declined to comment. Of course he did. Anthem was launched in February 2019 with a big change for Bioware. The studio made its name on heavy role-playing games like Dragon Age and Mass Effect, so fans were surprised when they saw Bioware trying to take on the lights of Destiny, which they completely failed at. Messy development process, also reported by Schreier. Many other stresses. The game flopped. It was bugged, tedious. Every game from Bioware is buggy and tedious. What are you talking about? It lacked the long-term appeal of its competitors. Okay. Oh, boy. Okay, so he talked about more about the history. All these people quit. Bioware is still putting a lot of work into Anthem. We don't know why. It's just like, yep, okay. It's impossible to know what will and won't change, but it's safe to say that Anthem will suddenly transform to a brand new franchise. Okay. Then it's just going to be a bunch of series of updates. They're not doing anything new. We still expect to see freelancer mercenaries, shaper artifacts, yada yada. Same old lore. Now, this article is fine as what he's reporting. It's the ending that have people losing their minds for some reason. Bioware, meanwhile, is still invested in role-playing games, in addition to the much-anticipated Dragon Age 4, which Bioware never teased last year. The new Mass Effect game is in very early development at the Edmonton office under director Mike Gamble, a longtime Bioware producer. Now, I can't see the tweet because it's Mike Gamble, and apparently I said something wrong on Twitter and he didn't like me, which that's pretty common on Twitter. So that's great. I mean, they're doing a redesign or redeploy or whatever of Anthem. They're working on Dragon Age 4 and they've started working on Mass Effect. I think this is not how Bioware should operate. They can't do multiple things at once. Their best bet, at least on releasing anything worth consuming, is to work on one thing at a time. Now, I don't know how the company operates. I don't know how big the company is exactly, how many people are working on each project. But you probably should finish one thing and then work on another, especially when you're talking about AAA titles. If Andromeda, or if Inquisition and Andromeda and Anthem are any proof that BioWare should not be working on multiple projects at once, they need all hands on deck to make a product that's worthwhile. All their talent, all their resources. Because or else you're just going to get another less crappy Anthem. You're going to get another buggy, broken, stupid Dragon Age. You're going to get another buggy, broken, stupid Mass Effect. So, not the best kind of news. Very popular story, though. And that's my take on it. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Have yourself a wonderful morning.